As an economy, Lesotho is a part of a global village driven by a phenomenon called globalization, which became a buzzword over the past 2 decades. As I was finalizing my presentation, I reflected on what globalization means to a layman and stumbled across some interesting facts. According to Thomas Friedman, globalization has gone through 3 periods. The first period being from 1492 to the year 1800. The second one from the year 1800 to the year 2000. And the third one from the year 2000 to date. The volume of world trade has increased by roughly 20 times, from 320 billion US dollars to 6.8 trillion US dollars since 1950. Between 1980 and the year 2000, the flow of foreign direct investment had increased by approximately 20-fold. Today, globalization has gone digital. A report by the Harvard Business Review states that cross-border trade flows have grown by a factor of 45 over the past decade, and they are projected to post another 9-fold increase in 2020. The same report shows that 12% of the global goods trade is cross-border e-commerce, and half of the world's traded services are delivered digitally. Globalization has therefore provided immense opportunities for the movement of goods and services beyond domestic markets. Global companies operate in a highly competitive environment and search for competitive economies to settle in or trade in. Globalization has also brought about stronger international and regional ties, with an increase in trade agreements to enable market access and trade facilitation. A lot of economies have benefited from the effects of globalization. The story has, however, not been the same for some of them, especially the world's landlocked countries. There are about 45 landlocked countries in the world. As you can see over there, most of them are in Africa and Asia. Most of them are poor. In fact, some of them rank lowest in the Human Development Index. Lesotho is one of them. Their biggest challenge is moving goods to and from ports. In Africa and Asia, goods bound for landlocked countries go through at least 3 clearance processes. The port, where the goods first enter, the exit border post as they leave in the country of transit, and the entry border post into their country of destination. As a landlocked country, Lesotho's topography therefore has a huge bearing on its trading patterns. As we all know, Lesotho is completely surrounded by South Africa, hence all of its trade can only go through South Africa. The Durban Harbour is the only port, is actually the nearest port. The Moshoeshoane International Airport connects through South Africa to other economies. And there is very limited use of the railway for some goods, mainly connecting through South Africa. In fact, I think the railway that you have in Lesotho is probably one of the shortest in the world. Lesotho's trade and transit challenges are therefore predominantly due to its geographic position. The Durban Harbour, which is the nearest port, is at least 300 kilometers from the nearest border posts in Lesotho. This means that goods bound for Lesotho need to travel that distance before they can reach their final destination. Due to the different authorities at the port, there are often delays experienced in getting from one point to the next. In fact, it can take up to 3 weeks for cargo to be released, where consignments have been targeted for inspection. Unlike coastal-based countries, where the port would be the first and last clearance point. Cargo then has to go through clearance processes on both the South African and the Lesotho border posts. This, coupled with different clearance procedures, legislations and national standards, adds more time to the delays that were initially experienced at the harbour. Even though Lesotho is in a customs union, goods are required to pay a security deposit in Lesotho and in South Africa. This adds to the costs that are obviously experienced with the distance and the delays. The impact of these challenges include increased trade transaction costs, often leading to decreased productivity, decreased trade competitiveness, and orders sometimes getting cancelled due to delays caused by clearance processes. These challenges also have a direct impact on Lesotho's attractiveness for foreign direct investments, as cost and time taken to trade are highly impacted. As a part of the global economy, Lesotho has signed a number of trade agreements which provide opportunities that can enable her to solve some of these challenges and have better access to the markets. Mayor Paulina has already mentioned some of these agreements that Lesotho is a part or has signed. In addition, being a part of the SACU, Lesotho is also in a position to enjoy the benefits of a regional approach towards implementing trade agreements, which provides opportunities for standardization and capacitation, regional initiatives towards addressing transit challenges, access to more markets and value chains within the region, offering smaller economies like Lesotho a slice of the pie. A number of initiatives have been carried out by the government of Lesotho towards addressing some of the challenges that I have mentioned and taking opportunities that I have talked about. There have been regulatory reforms to improve private sector competitiveness. For example, the registration process, which has been reduced. In the last 2 years, Lesotho has simplified and for the first time automated its customs procedures through the introduction of the Ascuda World system. A review of the Customs Act has been carried out to align it with trade facilitation requirements. The expectation is that this new act will be enacted before the end of this year. The establishment of the One-Stop Business Facilitation Center, the OBFC, and the recent introduction of a trade portal has to some extent provided an opportunity to pilot the harmonization of national trade-related processes, including the provision of trade information in one place. Through the assistance of the World Bank, Lesotho has developed a coordinated border management strategy, which is meant to ensure the harmonization of border processes. SADC has recently committed to providing support towards the implementation of this strategy. Foreign direct investment remains pivotal in the economic development of Lesotho. In order to fully enable Lesotho to become more competitive as an investment destination, there are a couple of things that can be explored. These include further simplification of border processes, harmonization and integration of border processes and systems, both nationally and with South Africa, riding on the regional integration initiatives, for example, the SACU Connect project, continuous engagement with and capacity building for the private sector, optimization of the opportunities provided by trade agreements and leveraging on the development cooperation provided by trading partners, such as increased access to funding opportunities. Developing enabling legislation to support e-commerce. As I mentioned earlier when I started, globalization has become digital, and one of the biggest impediments for Lesotho is old legislation, which does not allow for the agility required to keep up with the changing trade requirements. With these words, may I humbly thank you for your attention and wish you a blessed day.